When Tom Huddleston, who is an international trade minister, I think the international trade minister, whatever that means, or we'll get to that a little bit later, says that Ben Wallace's decision to step down as defence minister is not an indication of near certain general election defeat for the Conservatives. Of course, he's being disingenuous. This is exactly what Conservative ministers and Conservative members of Parliament have finally reckoned will happen, and it's what they fear. And as many of them are jumping ship as they possibly can. You only have to think about the deputy leader, chairman of the Conservative Party, Lee Anderson, who's got a second job in one of these news programs, entertainment programs. I can't remember whether he's on GB News or Talk TV. They're sort of interchangeable in quality and tone, although there are a few interesting people who are presenting. Lee Anderson is not one of them. And that is one problem that Ben Wallace's resignation announcement has provided. The other problem is one that nobody seems to be talking about, because the fact that he's not resigning immediately means he's going to linger on like an unspecified disease, and it's going to weaken the Defence Ministry even more than it is already weakened. I don't understand how a Conservative party can cripple the economy, can shrink the size of the army, can leave people with higher mortgages than they were paying at the beginning of the 13-year period, and still call themselves Conservative. It doesn't make very much sense to me. The only thing that this Conservative Party seems to be doing is living up to the reputation that was granted it by the Labour Party, being the nasty party. And yes, it's facing some by-elections, and yes, it's almost certain to be facing by-election defeat. I am inclined to think, and I've been inclined to think for some time, that the next election is certainly in the bag for Sir Keir Starmer. And it's not because Sir Keir Starmer has done so much to win the next election. It's because it's because Rishi Sunak and his friends have made sure that the Conservative Party loses the election. Bay has something to say about that. He's just been out in the garden, and I think I think almost certainly MPs always leave Parliament in the run-up to the next general election. In 2010, I think 150 or so left Parliament, and quite a large number of Labour MPs, probably recognising that they weren't going to win. 2019, probably less, because it was a snap election. But I think this idea about weakening the Defence Ministry is a serious problem, and one that Ben Wallace ought to have thought about, because we're at a time when we need to be thinking about the defence of our nation rather than the next job for a Conservative minister. It's irresponsible, and it also sets the tone that almost exonerates Nadine Dorries. I'm going, but not yet. Make me a lady, Boris, make me a lady. Maybe that's what Mr. Wallace wants.